your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Steve Hatherly Reboot. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
What you're about to hear is amazing. That's because you're locked in to Busan's #1 English radio station. Whether you're at home, at work, or driving in your car, you will be exposed to radio excellence. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it starts right now.
I could sit down to a plate full of spicy buffalo chicken wings at least once a week, at least, and eat them very, very happily. In fact, I love spicy chicken wings so much, I actually visited the original buffalo chicken wing restaurant in Buffalo, New York. It was a little disappointing, if I'm honest. You know, not everyone likes spicy food, of course, but many of us do. But the question is why? Human beings are the only animals that enjoy spicy food. You never see a tiger putting hot sauce on a gazelle. I'll tell you why human beings enjoy the pain of a spicy pepper today. It's Friday, August 11th, 2023. I'm Steve Hatherly. This is Steve Hatherly Reboot. Let's go. Spice Girls, Spice Up Your Life. That song from 1997 quickly became a global sensation. It's a very catchy tune. It's energetic, it has great beats, and it has empowering lyrics that make it an anthem for the Spice Girls message of girl power. Spice Up Your Life, though, it's much more than just a pop song. It serves as a celebration of diversity and unity in a world that often faces division. The lyrics encourage listeners to embrace cultural differences. I like that. that, emphasizing that unity and joy can be found by coming together as one global community. The song's vibrant and multicultural music video further emphasizes this image or this message, showcasing the Spice Girls' commitment to inclusivity. Lovely message from 1997. A little time portal we went into to kick off the Friday show today. We are live in the studio from Busan on this Friday. Welcome to the show, everyone. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan, 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jongguan, and Noksan areas, and in Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3, and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. I'm your host, Steve Hatherly, and I thank you very much for being with us today. How's your Friday going so far? Mere hours from the weekend, and the weather. You know, Mother Nature is such an interesting thing, isn't it? Don't you agree? The weather patterns of the world are changing now because of global warming. We know that things are different now. And I saw evidence of that last summer. When I was home with my wife, we went to Nova Scotia and we went on a tour of Canada and the United States a little bit. But when I was home, my parents live, so Nova Scotia is shaped like a rabbit's foot, actually. You know, the shape of Nova Scotia is quite similar to Korea. If you turned Korea maybe 90 degrees, then it would look like Nova Scotia. Or if you moved Nova Scotia 90 degrees, it would look like Korea. So my parents live at the beach. I've mentioned that a lot when the weather is nice. But the water in Nova Scotia, between Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, traditionally is quite cold. My dad says it's not. I disagreed when I was young. I always found it quite chilly. I'll tell you this, last summer when we were home, that water was the same temperature as you would find in Florida or the Philippines or anywhere in Southeast Asia or Hawaii. It was weird. It was really, really, really weird. It felt like a bathtub. So we know that the weather patterns are changing and water temperatures are changing as well. But I was just thinking about that yesterday. You know, we were all receiving the warnings about the typhoon, and we did our best here in Busan to take care of things and be as safe as we possibly could. And then it moved away from the city. But it was just so interesting to me, and I just think about this sometimes. It arrived so quickly, and then it was gone so quickly, and then today is a beautiful day here in Busan. It's nice and hot and sunny outside. It's almost like it never happened. It just kind of reminds me that the world is such a mystery, isn't it? Don't you think so? Do you ever think about the planet like that? Don't you ever just stare at the ocean and think, wow, this is quite the place we live on? Or maybe I'm just feeling overly romantic today. I'm not sure. One of those two things is true. I hope you're having a great Friday so far. Let's talk about YouTube for a brief moment. You can go to youtube.com and search BEFM or 부산영어방송. That's how you can find our live stream. You can see me. Hello. I'm here in the studio right now. Cameras are working, and they will continue to work, well, all through the show, of course. But what I want to say is when the songs start to play, that's when you are going to stop hearing the music. This is a music copyright issue. There's nothing we can do about that, so I apologize. It's a little bit inconvenient. What you can do, though, is you can listen through the BEFM app, and you can also listen through the radio, of course, 90.5, and also on 103.3 FM in the other areas that I mentioned. You can do that while watching our camera, so you can catch the music and the video at the same time. It's not entirely convenient. We know that. We apologize for that, and hopefully in the future it will change at some point. All right, let's talk about what's on the show today. Coming up first in hour number one, we'll start with hot off the press, trendy music that has been newly released. I'll give you a little bit about the artist and about the track as well. After that, it's Friday afternoon. That means Jeff will be in the studio. He is our weekend wanderer, and he will keep us up to date or bring us up to date on all things happening in and around Busan and Seoul. Then in hour number two, we're going to go and talk about spicy food. Do you like it? I love it. I absolutely love spicy food. I can handle almost any level of spice. Almost. I remember I ordered buldak. If you don't know what buldak is, it's a Korean chicken dish, and it translates to fire chicken. It literally is fire chicken. I don't know what they do to that dish, but it's delicious, and it's probably one of the spiciest things I've ever eaten in my life. What they do is they cut up boneless cubed chicken, and then you can have it with melted mozzarella cheese on top or not. But either way, it's going to come super spicy. And one time, I ordered it when I was living in the Gangnam area of Seoul. And the lady on the phone, she said to me, this is spicy, you know that, right? And you know, as an expat, you kind of get tired of hearing that question sometimes. Like, oh, it's spicy. Yes, I know, it's okay. And she said, no, I know, but this restaurant is famous for being spicy. And I said, oh, well, congratulations to you. Please send me what I ordered. And she said, okay. And I ordered. So she sent it. And I took one bite and I went like, oh. You know how it takes like a minute, right? It takes a second to kick in. So I was like, oh. I took a second bite. I couldn't take a third bite. That's how hot it was. And I almost wanted to call her back, the lady who took the order, and apologize to her and say, you know what, that was my stupid arrogance. You were right in warning me, and I absolutely should have listened to you. It was a shame because it tasted so good, but I literally could not eat it. Today, for our fun fact of the day, we're going to talk about why we as human beings like spicy food. It's odd. As I mentioned in the opening, you never see a tiger putting hot sauce on a gazelle. Human beings are the only animals on planet Earth that eat spicy food. And it's a mystery a bit to scientists. There are theories out there as to why we enjoy it, and I'll talk about that through our fun fact of the day. Even in Korea, 이열 치열, beat the heat with the heat. So the theory is when it's really hot outside, and this is what people think in Korea, when it's really hot outside, eat something really spicy to raise your body temperature up to the degree that so it can match the degree outside. So therefore you don't feel hot. I don't think that works at all. Maybe I'm the only one who disagrees with this. But anyway, yeah, it's a thing here in Korea. Then after that, for Friday Fun Day. Now, I'm looking forward to this. We haven't done shower thoughts in a while, have we? So I'm bringing it back today. Shower thoughts on a Friday afternoon. If you don't know what shower thoughts are, or if you've forgotten, it has nothing to do with the shower, really, or taking a shower. The point is, when we are in the shower, our mind tends to wander, and we think about really random thoughts. Some of them are very profound. Some of them are very silly. But that's why they're called shower thoughts. Beyond that, there's no meaning. So we'll do that for Friday Fun Day. We'll also have Today in Music. We'll find out what happened in today's music history, and I'll check your messages throughout the program as well. All right, here's my question today. Oh, this is going to be a tough decision for you. Here's the question. It's Friday today. You can take Monday off. You can have a day off on Monday. Now, remember, in Korea, Tuesday is a holiday. So if you took Monday off, that means you would have, Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sounds amazing. You don't even go back to work until Wednesday. Sign me up, right? Oh, wait. There's a caveat. In order to take Monday off, you have to take a bite of the spiciest pepper in the world. That's a Carolina Reaper. So, do you take the deal or do you not? Now, I did a quick internet search. What happens if you eat a Carolina Reaper? And this is what it said. Some of the most common side effects of eating a Carolina Reaper are vomiting, stomach cramps or stomach pain, an upset stomach or diarrhea, and heartburn. So please keep that in mind when you make this deal with me to take Monday off. 다음 주 월요일에 쉴 수 있다면 화요일까지 휴일이니 더 좋겠죠. 하지만 오늘 전 세계에서 가장 매운 고추를 먹어야 한다면 받아들이겠습니까? Will you do it or will you not? I'm curious to know. How much is that extra day off worth to you? Is it worth the pain and suffering? Or you say, no, thank you. I will happily show up to work on Monday morning. Think about your answers and then share them with me. Text me ## 9050. That is on your cell phone for 101. You can add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can log in and leave us some comments there. And of course, listen to our programs as well. We'll take a break and come back with today's Hot Off the Press. Here is William Linley, Last Call. That was William Lindley, Last Call, and we are back, and it's time for today's Hot Off the Press, where from Monday to Friday, we bring you two of the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. And yes, a lot of songs are released every week, and also, yes, we choose a couple each day that we hope that you'll really like. Let's start today with Jess Glynn. This track is called What Do You Do? After releasing her comeback hit Silly Me back in April, Jess Glynn released What Do You Do? The new song is filled with summer vibes. Speaking about the music video, she said, "Shooting in New York City was an experience, and it felt perfect for the energy of the song. Putting this visual together was really special, as everyone just wanted to bring my emotions and visions to life." We'll hear from Jess Glynn, and then we'll hear from Disclosure. What? It's been forever. This track is called Higher Than Ever Before. It's hard to believe a decade has passed since British electronic music duo Disclosure altered the course of British electronic music. 10 years on, Guy and Howard Lawrence have rekindled some of that back-to-back basics for their fourth album. Their first independent release, the surprise-dropped Alchemy, has no samples, it has no guest vocalists, and instead, it finds Howard using his own vocals and lyrics more than ever before. Higher Than Ever Before is like a counterfactual thought experiment. What might happen in a golden age jungle remix of Tame Impala? What would that sound like? I have a feeling we're about to find out. Disclosure, we haven't heard their name forever. They were so good about a decade ago. All right, here we go with our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. Jess Glynn, brand new tune, What Do You Do? And then for the first time in 10 years, Disclosure, Higher Than Ever Before. As today, disclosure higher than ever before, and before that, Jess Glynn, what do you do? What do you think of that new disclosure track? I'm just so curious to hear what they're making musically these days, because it was 10 years since they made anything else. And if you don't know the group, the album that they put out back in 2013 or maybe even before that was so good. It was so innovative and so good at the time. It's electronic music, but I absolutely loved it. For me, that new one was a little drum and bassy for me. I'm not so down with the drum and bass. That's kind of a niche genre, right? But still, it's great to hear Disclosure making new music again. Really, really, really cool. All right, here's our question today. This is what I want to know. Next Tuesday is a holiday. I can give you Monday off, too. I can give you the day off on Monday. But here's the deal. You have to take a bite of a Carolina Reaper today. A Carolina Reaper, by the way, is the hottest hot pepper in the world. So let's check some answers. Well, let me share this in Korean first. 다음 주 월요일에 쉴 수 있다면 화요일까지 휴일이니 더 좋겠죠? 하지만 오늘 전 세계에서 가장 매운 고추를 먹어야 한다면 받아들이겠습니까? Everybody is saying no so far. Good friend says, I have no need for that. I'd need a week off to recover. Umberto says, that's a big no for me. No deal. I don't like spicy food and my health is more important. Food is not supposed to hurt when you eat it. Alan says, no, I don't like spicy food. Okay. You know what? Let's change the deal then. I said you can have Monday off. Just changed it. You can have the whole week off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And let's cut the whole Carolina Reaper down to half a Carolina Reaper. Half a Carolina Reaper for the entire week off. Think of what you could do. I'm going to say hi to Jeff in just a moment. Jeff could go back to Thailand if he wanted, and he just got off the plane from Thailand. You could go anywhere. You could go to Europe and come back if you want. Does that change the deal for you, or does it not? I've added more time. I'm just trying to find out where we stand here. So, yeah, Monday off? No, 1 week off. Think about it again and let me know. Pounder sharp 9050. That will cost you 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send in messages for free. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores, and you can listen to our programs there and leave us some comments after logging in. Jeff is here. It is time for Weekend Wanderer. I asked you when you came into the studio if you would take that Monday off deal, and you said no chance.
No.
But I've upped the ante to 1 week off for half a Carolina Reaper. What's your answer now?
Still a hard no.
Really? What about you, Not PD? What are you saying to that? He's in. He'll do it. Okay. He's the first person that said okay.
I could understand exactly why he said yes.
Why is your answer no?
Because that extra time that you'd have off, you'd either end up in one of two places. One, sitting down in a room by yourself.
Yes.
B, in the hospital.
Okay. But he would be a little better than The Office? I don't know. Some people might say yes to that.
Well, there's actually, because I listened to you on the way in, and when you were talking about spicy food. Now, do you consider Korean food spicy?
Well, it's relative, isn't it? Because when I moved to Korea, I found everything spicy because that isn't something that I had become accustomed to living in Nova Scotia. We don't have that kind of spice there. And at the time, you couldn't find any Korean restaurants. Now you go to Halifax, Nova Scotia, you can find a handful of Korean restaurants. But I've become used to it. I've become so used to Korean food that now some things I don't think are spicy, other people do. And the reason I'm talking about this is because when my parents visited Korea, my dad can't eat spicy food at all. So I took him for kamjatang. I thought, and kamjatang, if you don't know, is like a potato pork soup. It's really, really good. I thought that's not even level 1 spicy. Dad couldn't even take 2 spoonfuls of it.
Really?
So it depends. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Do you?
See, I don't really, I mean, maybe this is just my personal opinion. I don't really classify Korean food as spicy.
Really?
Yeah, I consider it hot.
Uh-huh.
And so
What's the difference between
that's
hot and
exactly what I just Googled.
Okay.
So the difference between hot and spicy. Spicy can mean, this is according to Google, full of spices, flavors, including cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, garlic, as well as containing other things like pepperine, capsicum.
Capsaicin, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Sure. I might be wrong, too.
Which gives your mouth a burning sensation from pepper and chili.
Which apparently a spider bite does as well.
Yeah, hot can mean physically hot that will literally burn your mouth as perceived by the heat from chemicals. So I find Korean food more hot. Now, I consider spicy Thai food, Indian food.
Indian food, Mexican food.
Mexican food.
Yeah, right. I read somewhere that the average Indian dish has 17 different spices.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, there's some things here in Korea that are spicy, but I don't really consider it spicy.
That Gangnam buldak would have melted
Yeah, I mean,
your
stuff
face.
like that.
Yeah.
And stuff like when they made the ramyun with the buldak.
Yeah. And
That stuff's hot. I mean, it's really hot.
And you've seen the news that they're going to come out with a whole new line
Yeah.
of even hotter ramyuns. Will you be trying those?
I tried the last one, and I didn't find it was that bad. But I mean, like, I'll give you a good example. When I was in Thailand, I was in Bangkok, and there was a street vendor who was selling duck gochi, like the chicken sticks. And so they asked me if I wanted spicy, and I said, medium. I took one bite. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I turned as red as that on-air sign, and was running. And so you know what they actually say is you're not even supposed to drink water if your mouth's burning.
Yeah, because the water doesn't help. The water and the oil don't mix, right?
So milk is actually apparently what you're supposed to to go with.
But I think that's because you are not accustomed to Thai spices.
I eat a lot of Thai food.
Do you
But
really?
this was just
Different
blaring,
level.
different level. So I mean, I gave it. There was a security guard standing next to whatever. It was a street cart,
Yeah.
and there was a security guy standing next to a building. So I just offered him to him. He's like, okay, just start eating it like normal. I was like,
No
good,
problem,
Like,
right?
Good, Lord, man, that was just, whoo.
Different foods, different strokes for different folks. All right, let's get into it. It is Weekend Wanderer time. Jeff's here to get us up to date on all things happening in and around Busan and Seoul. We'll start with some local news.
Okay, so the city of Busan actually announced yesterday that they're working with the KTO and the BTO to unveil an exciting lineup of night tour programs throughout the month of August. So tomorrow night, there's two interesting things going on. There's the Riverside DJing Party, which is going to be taking place at APEC Nauru Park in Centum City. And then we're also going to be doing a midnight dinner cruise. 3 sessions where you go on the boat and go through the river, go through Marine City and
At midnight, and you.
No, it's not at midnight. It's I don't know why they call it a midnight dinner cruise because it's on at 7, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
7, 9, and 10.
Why don't they call it the February midnight dinner cruise? Then?
You know, I don't know.
Because nothing seems to matter with this title.
Yeah.
No, I get the point. It's at nighttime. That sounds lovely. Yeah, Seoul is well known for their Han River tours and stuff, and this sounds quite similar. Riverside DJing Party. That sounds like fun too.
Yeah, so they're bringing in, I think, 5 or 6 main DJs. There's a main stage and a sub stage. They'll have hip hop, EDM, pop, punk, R&B. You do need to pre-register, and there's a way you can do it actually through a QR code. And actually, our website does have the link. And actually, no, not yet. Actually, we're putting that up tomorrow.
On Haps Korea, you mean?
Yeah, so we're putting that up tomorrow morning.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was funny because I was just talking about this 2 days ago about how APEC Nauru Park is the perfect place, I think, to really ramp up tourism here.
That's just behind us here, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's along the river, so like basically in front of the department store, the cinema center. But that whole park, I mean, you have it on both sides, and it's a perfect place, in my opinion, especially since they got rid of Milak, Subyang Gongwon, where people used to go out at night and drink. But I mean, I think if they did that up, brought in like food carts, places to drink, like almost like a hawker village in Singapore, something like that, it would be great.
Yeah, I was talking about food truck culture on the show not very long ago, and I guess you need to have a spot big enough to put a bunch of trucks.
And it's huge.
Yeah, so there you go. That's perfect. All right, Riverside DJing Party, midnight dinner cruise. What else?
So there's a thing, and this is a new word that I've seen in the last week here. You know, like how they like to combine words. So the newest one they like to combine here is called Campnik.
Campnick?
Yeah, from camping and picnic.
And picnic, Campnick, okay.
So there's a series of Camp Nick concerts which are going on at Darepo Beach. Now, this one's actually taking place because of the one that was canceled last month. So on the 12th, so tomorrow, on Saturday, next weekend, September 9th and October 8th, there's going to be performers such as Nobley's, JT Family, Jinsu, Kim Jong-a are going to be performing. So it costs 10,000 won. You get beer, snacks, and folding mats.
Sounds all right. Campnick. I like that word. Campnick. I like to campnick while I glamp.
Yeah, and the last quick one, they're going to be doing what's called a night food terrace, which is going to be going on at the end of August, so the 26th and the 7th. So it's co-organized with the Food Film Festa, and so it's basically they're going to be showing movies and then having discussions about it.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it's like a book club meeting, except you're talking about movies.
Yeah, and food.
Awesome.
Yeah, so basically the movies are usually food based. So
fun.
yeah.
Oh, that's a nice idea for an event. Just quickly, the construction of the Busan Lotte Tower is
finally starting
It's
after
starting.
20 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's going to begin on the 17th.
Okay.
It's expected to finish in 2026, but this project has been going on since 2000.
Yeah,
and it's changed so many times.
You mentioned it on the show before, and
Yeah.
now it's finally happening.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of huge ceremony there to mark the beginning of the construction.
Yeah, because it's been such a controversial thing with the city and them wanting to get this built. So it's finally going to get built, and it's actually going to be a nice addition to the Northport area as well.
Sounds nice. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll do whatever Jeff wants to do. We'll sneak in a couple of more news stories, or we'll move on to the events. We'll find out when we come back from this. It's Fireboy DML Playboy. That was Fireboy DML with Playboy, and today with Jeff in Weekend Wanderer. We're getting caught up in the local news, and we're also going to move on to some events as well. Did you want to do some more news or move straight to what's happening?
Let's do two quick stories here because they're both of interest. So, Kimei International Airport has actually been trying to get more flights that are a little bit farther than the normal than they usually fly. So,
International, you mean?
yeah. So, I mean, usually the farthest they would go is Malaysia, Thailand, but they're also trying to get one into Jakarta, and they're also looking into getting one into Kuwait.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, Kuwait. We talked about that. Yeah.
But they're still having a little bit of difficulty doing this. Now, one thing I never understood with this is because Kuala Lumpur is right next to Singapore, basically. Yet Singapore is actually classified as a different flight than Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, yeah.
In terms of distance. So Kuala Lumpur seems no problem, but Singapore's, I mean, they do fly to Singapore like once or twice a week, I think it is. But
maybe Singapore is a busier hub. Maybe it's just a busier place for other flights to come in and then leave on their way to somewhere else.
Well, no, it was always a big thing about the distance. Because I guess the way that the runway is at Kimhae Airport is they're only allowed to serve certain types of airplane.
Yep.
So
has to be a certain length for a particular type of plane, right?
Yeah.
So that's not definite yet, just in the works, and they're facing challenges, but they're trying to overcome those.
Yeah, because a lot of they call them slots opened up after COVID, and then all the like they still haven't gotten back a bunch of the flights that they had pre-COVID. So,
I mean, hopefully they can work that out because it's great for us here in Busan because it gives us more opportunities and places to go because, yeah, of course, we can go to Incheon and then fly from there, but that's a pain.
Yeah, I mean, the Helsinki flight, which has been in the works for 3 years, still hasn't opened yet, but this one was because of...
So that's for us, but also for people looking to, conversely, people coming to Korea to come down to Busan, it's just as annoying to fly into Incheon and then have to get on the KTX and come down here. If you could fly directly here, that would just be another thing, a nice thing that people would have open to them, I guess. All right, so we'll keep our ears peeled for that one. Ice cream, more expensive now.
Yeah, so just, again, if you're an ice cream lover, just notice that the prices have been going up and not down.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, gee, cherry cheesecake.
Oh, that's an unexpected answer. I don't know why that's an unexpected answer, but I was expecting, I don't know, like chocolate or something like
cherry
that.
Cheesecake.
Very specific. All right, so what's going on? Let's move over to some events then.
Okay, so events going on this weekend. As we mentioned, the night music Camp Nick, the DJ party, the dinner cruise, the reptile show, which we talked a little bit last week, Saturday and Sunday.
Where's the reptile show again?
That's at Bexco.
Oh, okay.
So lots of interesting things. The drone show, again, there's only one showing this week. They're doing the big one at 8 o'clock with 1,000 drones.
Yeah. We were actually out at Gwangali last weekend in the evening. I had tried to go swimming at 2 different beaches and failed at both because they closed the beaches because of waves.
Yeah, for 3 days.
For 3 days in total.
Yeah.
But we stuck around to watch the drone show at night. And I don't know how many drones are in the typical drone show.
600.
You had that answer ready. That's impressive. But there's going to be almost double. So it's going to be a much bigger show this time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting.
Just one showing. So actually, it was actually mentioned on the news if you were listening.
Yeah, at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock.
Yep.
That they're doing. It's an all themed on Liberation Day.
Very cool. All right. What else? Anything else in Busan before we go to Seoul?
A new culture event is happening from yesterday, which is a Singapore fashion show. So it's taking place at the Asian Culture House, which showcases experimental contemporary fashion in Singapore.
These will be designers from Singapore, I would assume.
Yeah. So that's going on. The Night Walk is going on tomorrow, and the Giants are in town versus Kia.
How are the Giants doing in the last week?
They had a no-hitter last week.
Wow.
Yeah, combined no-hitter. They replaced one of the foreign pitchers, and he threw 7 innings of no-hit, and then they got a combined no-hitter.
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
But they didn't technically call it a no-hitter, though, for some reason.
Okay. Still pretty impressive. Yeah. All right, anything going on in Seoul that we need to know about?
I'm going to actually move over to Gyeongnam for a bit, because we got a couple of interesting tidbits going on there. So two events got canceled because of the typhoon. They got not canceled, but postponed. So the Jinju Cultural Heritage Night is actually taking place from tonight. It was going to take care from tonight. Was happening tonight. Will happen from tomorrow.
Jinju Cultural Heritage Night. What can we expect from that event?
If you've ever been to Jinju, it's a really cool place to go. There's a lot of cultural heritage stuff there. So it's almost like the same ones that they do up north in what's the name of the place? Jeonju.
Oh, okay.
So it's similar to something like that.
I've never been before.
So the 12th, the 13th, and 14th schedule will proceed as planned, and the opening ceremony tonight has been canceled. And there's also a rock festival that was happening in Sachan, the rock festival there. So that was being canceled. Supposed to take care tomorrow. It's rescheduled to the 16th.
Okay. This is all typhoon related, I'm assuming. Yeah.
And so they have the groups No Brain and Monday Kids.
No Brain's a lot of fun. Have you seen them live before?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're a fun band to see live. All right, one event. We'll have to squeeze in just one for Seoul.
Okay, so this is actually the big one, but you can't go, which is the Jamboree World Cup concert that's going on at the stadium with a big K-pop super live concert with Mamamoo, New Jeans, ITZY, NCT Dream, Quan and B. I believe they even added IVE yesterday.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive lineup of stars for the participants.
The Jamboree has been something that, everybody's seen what's happened with that.
I don't think we need to spend time talking about that. It's been covered in the media every day since it started.
So they're trying to give the kids a good farewell.
Yeah.
And then actually also next week, there's a group of almost 900 kids from Sweden coming here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then they've also invited a group of 60 Taiwanese kids to come and do some experiences down here for about 3 to 4 days.
Okay. Have you been to a K-pop concert before?
I have.
Who'd you see?
I went to the Busan Asia Festival here.
Yeah.
The only one I remember was SG Wannabe.
Okay.
And then I've actually I went to during the film festival, one of the big entertainment companies had a concert, and I saw AOA, Roy Kim, Dabichi, and DJ DOC.
Wow, very nice. All right, Jeff, nearly out of time. Final offer, 1 month off, half a Carolina Reaper. Oh, see, we found the sweet spot. Everybody has.
We paid for that month off.
You get 35% of your salary.
I get a lot of vacation anyway, so it's not really that enticing.
I should have said 100% of salary. Yeah. See, this is why I'm not a CEO of any company anywhere. Terrible negotiator. Jeff, thank you very much, my friend. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you next time.
All right, take care.
We'll leave hour number 1 there for today. Stay with me for the second. It's Martin, Solvig, and Fauzia to finish the first. Now or never.
BEFM 부산 영어방송.
구 년 전, 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very, very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Transforming our world. Navigating toward a better future. The great transformation begins right here in Busan through the 2030 Busan World Expo. Busan will set a new course toward a better tomorrow for the Earth and for humanity. So we need your support to start a new movement.
I support.
지지합니다.
I support. I support.
지지합니다.
I support. I support.
Busan, the city where you can experience nature, technology, and people. The one and only 2030 Busan World Expo awaits you.
See you right here in Busan.
See you right here in Busan. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
You're listening to Steve Hatherly Reboot on BEFM 90.5. That was Eyes Closed by Ed Sheeran. Eyes Closed debuted at number 1 on the UK official singles chart, giving Sheeran his 14th chart topper in his native country. He wrote the song with Swedish pop hit makers Max Martin and Shellback, and one of his go-to songwriting sidekicks, Fred again. English producer Fred again contributed to 9 different songs, 9, on Sheeran's 2021 Equals album. Basically a co-writer for the album. Thanks for staying with us for hour number 2 on this Friday afternoon. We are nearly there to the weekend. Just a few more hours to go. You're tuned in on BEFM 90.5 in Busan, 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Zhongguan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju GFN 98.7. Anything fun planned for the weekend, I wonder? If you're down here in Busan, I think I checked my phone. The weather app says it's going to be okay for this weekend. I'm thinking maybe get out of the city. I mentioned on the show, was it at the beginning of this week, where my wife and I are considering camping as a hobby. But I'm very nervous about this because, like I said before, she's a lovely person, but she's not really an outdoorsy person. So she says she wants to try it, but I'm nervous about her trying it because I'm terrified. Can I be honest? I'm terrified that we're going to get to like the camping place and, put the tent up, and then some bug is going to come, and then she's going to say, I've had enough of this. This is what I'm afraid of. And conversely, to be fair, if that bug is big enough, I might be the one to say, I've had enough of this. I didn't grow up with it. My parents weren't outdoorsy people. And Canada is such an outdoorsy place. Everybody thinks Canadians like super love nature. Not all of us. I mean, I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate trees. But at the same time, a walk in the forest or maybe hanging out at the beach, I'm going to take that beach every single time. I know the beach is nature as well, but I think you see my point. I don't need to sleep in it. I can go to it and enjoy it and then leave. Why can't I leave? Why do I have to sleep in the middle of it? This has always been my opinion about camping, so I don't know. I mean, we might try it out this weekend. I was looking at, maybe Koje. Napidi, have you been over to Koje before, Koje Island? I haven't been there before. In all my years in Korea, I've never been to Koje, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And everybody tells me how beautiful it is, and I've seen pictures. So I'm thinking, just buy a tent and get in the car and go over to some campground there. But I don't know how that would go. I'll let you know if we decide to do that. And the other thing, if you've never been camping before, you wake up when the sun comes up, because that sun beats down on your tent and your tent becomes a little sauna, and you need to get out of there really quickly. So there's no sleeping in, which is not a bad thing. You could wake up and have a nice fire and a nice breakfast. I don't know. I'll get back to you on Monday and I'll let you know if I'm going to do this or not. I'm leaning no, because I'm worried about it, but I also want to do something a little bit adventurous this weekend. Let me know if you have any fun weekend plans, what you're going to get up to. All right, hour number 2 of the show. Fun fact of the day. Why do we, as human beings, love spicy food? Of course, it's not everyone. Not everyone enjoys spicy food, but a lot of people do, myself included. I enjoy it. My stomach does not enjoy it, but there's some science behind the heat of why human beings, and again, we are the only animals who enjoy spicy food. Why we do enjoy that, I'll let you know through our fun fact of the day. Then for Friday Fun Day, we haven't done it for a while. I'm bringing it back today. Shower thoughts. I have a list of, I think I have 5. Let me check. Yep, 5. 5 in total. 5 shower thoughts that I'm going to share with you. They are not mine. They are from the internet. And shower thoughts, just in case you're confused as to what they are just kind of random thoughts about anything. And the reason they're called shower thoughts is because when we're taking a shower, we tend to think about anything, right? Your mind tends to wander, and sometimes you have these very deep, very profound, and sometimes very silly thoughts. And that's why they're called shower thoughts. There's nothing more to the title than that. Then we'll have Today in Music. We'll find out what happened in today's music history. And I'll check your messages throughout hour number 2 of the show as well. All right, here we go. Question of the day. You can have next week off. next week. I started with Monday, and nobody was on board with Monday. You can have next week, the entire week off, but you have to take a bite of a Carolina Reaper. Do you do it or do you not? It seems like I gave Jeff that option, and he said he considered it, but he said no. Seems like everyone else is saying no as well. Okay, let's change it. Next month, the whole month. What's this, August? Okay. 9월. 9월에 쉴 수 있다면, 거기까지 쉴 수 있으면, 더 좋겠죠? 좋겠지 않아요? What's wrong with everybody? Nobody wants to eat this pepper. The whole month of September. 하지만 오늘 전 세계에서 가장 매운 고추를 먹어야 한다면 받아들이겠습니까? Do I have to offer you the whole year? And then you'll still say no, maybe? This is fun. I'm having fun trying to find the tipping points. Text me, pounder sharp 9050. Money? Do you need money? Do you want money? Is that what it's going to take? Text me for 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free as well. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us some comments after logging in. All right, let's get to our expression from King the Land. Really, really simple expression today. We can express this a few different ways in English and a couple of different ways in Korean as far as I know. And this expression is kind of specific to when a person in a position of authority is talking to someone in a position of unauthority, without authority. And this is what happened in this scene. In this scene, the two characters are talking, and one person is saying, it's the dad. The dad is talking to the son, and he's telling him, I want you to do this. And then he said, I don't want to say this again. What I'm telling you now, this should be the only time I'm telling you this. We know that kind of expression, right? Well, here's what it sounds like.
두 번 말 안 한다. 응?
두 번 말 안 한다. 두 번 말 안 한다. Has a nice rhythm to it, doesn't it? 두 번 말 안 한다. And then at the end he says, so we know that part. So we can chop that off. Okay, let's go through it, see what we can learn here. 두 번, twice, second time. 말, talk, 안 한다, don't do or won't do. 2 times talk, won't do. That's like kind of a literal translation, right? But it was translated on the screen as this. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not going to repeat myself. This is a very common expression from a parent to a child, or from a teacher to a student, or from a boss to the employees. Let me give you a context of the people that I just gave you an example of. Mom says to the son or daughter, clean your room. I'm serious. You're cleaning your room today. You're not going outside to meet your friends. You're cleaning your room and you're doing it now. And I'm not going to repeat myself. Okay, that's one example. Students and teachers. The teacher says to the student, you didn't do your homework last time. Today, you're doing your homework, and you're doing it before you go home. You're doing it right now, and I'm not going to repeat myself. And employees to from the boss says to the employees, last quarter, the sales were down 25%. This quarter, we need to meet that sales quota. I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to repeat myself. So as you can feel in every context I gave you, number one, it's a person of authority speaking to a person without authority. And number two, it's negative, right? It's not like a feel-good situation. You could use this playfully and sarcastically. For example, if I said, tomorrow is your birthday and you are not going to work tomorrow, you're not going to do anything because it's your birthday and I'm not going to repeat myself. Yes, I'm being playful, right? But I would say 99% of the time, this is used in a kind of a negative context when someone is telling someone to do something or to not do something. So, how can you express this differently in English? You can say, I'm not going to repeat myself. You can also say, I will not repeat myself. Here's another one. Don't make me repeat myself. Or finally, I don't want to repeat myself. All four of those are okay. You can use whichever one is most comfortable for you. The other option in Korean for 두 번 말 안 한다 is 재방송 안 해. 재방송 means like a rerun, right? Like a television rerun. But Napidi taught me this just before the show today. You can also use this expression in this situation. So if you say to your child, clean your room or something, 재방송 안 해. I'm not going to repeat myself. Or in Korean, one more time, 두 번 말 안 한다. Let's hear it again.
두 번 말 안 한다. 응?
There you go. Those are your expressions for today. I hope that helps out your English or your Korean, whichever one you are a student of. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll find out why do human beings enjoy spicy food? No other animal on the planet enjoys spicy food. It's only us. And I'll tell you why the experts say that is. Here's Jennifer Lopez first. Baby, I love you. was Jennifer Lopez, Baby I Love You, and now it's time for our fun fact of the day. Why do people like spicy food? It really doesn't seem to make any sense. It's completely counterintuitive. It hurts us. It hurts our mouth. It hurts our stomach. Sometimes it hurts our entire body. It causes us physical pain sometimes. So why would we do that to ourselves? Why would we put ourselves through that? There must be something behind it, right? Well, it turns out that there are actually some pretty compelling reasons why so many people around the world love the way it hurts. Spicy foods can cause a high. Spice is not a flavor. It's a sensation. The sensation of spice comes from the chemical compound capsaicin, which is the substance that makes hot peppers hot. Capsaicin causes pain and triggers the body to think that it's in danger. This is a little bit sciencey, but I found this to be quite interesting. So that point again, capsaicin is the thing in hot peppers that causes it to be hot. And when we feel that, our body goes into a little bit of a panic mode because it thinks it's in danger. So in response, the body releases endorphins, which are pleasure-causing hormones, and this is the body's way of trying to eliminate the threat that it feels when you eat something hot. This chemical release causes some people to associate eating hot foods with happiness, creating this high similar to that of the feeling you get after maybe a good workout or something like that. So again, when the body feels like it's in danger, it will also release the survival hormone adrenaline, which can give someone eating a fiery bowl of chicken wings a sense of heart-pounding excitement, just like if they were riding a roller coaster or maybe going bungee jumping or skydiving. So, in short, eating spicy food, if it's hot enough, is kind of like thrill-seeking. Chicken wings are like the edible version of a bungee cord, I suppose, in a sense. It stands to reason that since the chemicals in hot peppers cause us pain, they can also be harmful to bacteria. And now we're getting to another benefit. They can be harmful to bacteria, viruses, and other microbes. Before refrigeration, hot peppers were often used to help preserve food and ward off bacteria in hotter parts of the world. This was integral to food safety. Hot peppers were literally lifesavers. That's why hotter countries like India and Mexico, that's why they've developed very spicy traditional cuisines, while more temperate climates like England or Canada or Scandinavia, they produce much more mild food. So because of these antimicrobial properties found in hot peppers, many cultures created spicy traditional dishes, and over generations, billions of people have come to love them. One reason we may love spicy food is because it's good for us too. Extensive amounts of scientific research point to all kinds of health benefits from eating something hot. Capsaicin is loaded with antioxidants and anti-inflammatories, and it has also been linked to improved digestion and increased metabolism, better heart health, a reduction in cancer risk, and a strengthened immune system. Turns out, hot peppers are one of nature's true superfoods. Okay. That's the speech. But here's what I want to know. Isn't there a line? Isn't there some sort of fine line where it goes from being good for us to crossing over into being bad for us? Why does it hurt our stomach so much? Why do we feel so much pain because of it? I mean, that article that we've just learned about explains the reasons why we go for that kind of heat and that kind of pain. But I don't know. I think there's a fine line. And I also think that when you get older, it becomes more and more and more difficult to eat those highly spicy foods. Do I still love them? Yup. Does it hurt? Yup. Do I eat it anyway? Yup. Yup. And in fact, after talking about all of this, I'm in the mood for something really hot and spicy for dinner. Maybe you are too. All right, we'll come back with Friday Fun Day. I've got some shower thoughts for you on the way. First, here is a song requested by 1221 name. This is Espa, Spicy.
Too spicy. You want my A to the Z, but you won't. 어림없지 맞춰봐 sweet. Gonna freak. What's hiding underneath? I see. 앙소리 듣고
That was Espa Spicy, requested by 1221님. The message said, Spicy, spicy, 오늘 100번 들은 것 같은데. 맞죠? On this show, I think I've said that word about 100 times today. By the way, congratulations, 1221님. 오늘부터, this is what the message says, 오늘부터 영어 방송으로 영어 공부 시작. Oh, very nice. 열심히 공부하세요. 잠깐만. 배웠는데. 열심히 공부하세요. 두 번 말 안 한다. See, look how quickly we can use the things that we learn on this program, huh? Love that. That's on the topic of spicy. Another message from Janice on the topic of me going camping or not with my wife. Very worried about the bugs and stuff. Janice says, go to a campground with an indoor sleeping cabin. Just like you, I love the atmosphere and nature, but not the bugs. Are you suggesting glamping? I don't know about glamping. You know, I feel like if you're going to go camping, just go camping. Like glamping is cheating somehow. Is it not? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If you want to stay in a hotel, go to a hotel. If you want to go camping, go camping. But that's like a hotel camp tent. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. If you are the owner and operator of a glamping site, I'm sure your business is a wonderful business, but I'm just sharing my personal opinion about where I want to sleep at night. Although I do love having the outdoor barbecue. That is for sure. Maybe that is a good option. And I was thinking too, you know, about the bugs and stuff. You said, Janice, you don't really like the bugs either. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the bugs, but I also don't want to hurt the bugs. I'm a big fan of saving bugs. Doesn't it seem, think about that. If you go camping and you go out into nature and then you just spend your time, you know, killing all the bugs around you, that seems a little dark and sadistic, does it not? Do you know what I mean? I like saving them. I found a grasshopper. I don't know what it is. I always find grasshoppers, kind of stray grasshoppers. I found a grasshopper on the 6th floor of this building, just kind of outside an office. I don't know if it had a meeting or what, but anyway, I got a little piece of paper from the bathroom and I let him hop on there and then I took him outside and put him where he was supposed to be. Hopefully I reunited him with his family. But that's one of the reasons I don't want to go camping either. I don't want to disturb nature. But maybe that's just me trying to justify not actually enjoying it that much. Anyway, I'm talking too much about this today. Let's get to some shower thoughts, shall we? It is Friday Fun Day, and I'm a big fan of shower thoughts. Are you? Text me and let me know. Shower thoughts, I'll just review the term once again in case you're not familiar. Shower thoughts are these thoughts that, you know, if you go on the internet and search shower thoughts, then you'll find various websites that have lists of like hundreds of these things. And what these are is they're just random, totally random thoughts that people have had. And the reason they use the term shower thoughts is because that's a place where our mind tends to wander because we're not busy. I mean, we are busy. We're there for a purpose, but our minds tend to wander there anyway. So that's why it's called shower thoughts. So I was having a look last night and I've come up with a few. Again, these are not mine. These are just, this is just from me perusing the internet last night. And I found some of these. I found a list of 5. I think I've chosen 5 and I'll share them with you today. Napidi, we haven't done this for a while, by the way. I feel like it's been more than a month, actually, maybe almost 2 months since we've had shower thoughts on the show. Do you still have the shower thoughts music? No? Oh, there you go. Ah, yes. It's time to open up our minds for some deeper thoughts. Here's the first one. At the age of 30, you've had an entire month of birthdays. That's true. At the age of 30 or 31, I suppose, you've had a whole month. You've had a whole month of birthdays. One entire month of your life has been dedicated to birthdays. And when I read that last night, I thought, oh, my birthday's coming soon. which it's not, but to me it is. It's in October. But when you're me, October is soon. You're thinking that's not coming up soon at all. It's very far away. But for me, that feels like next week. Do you get excited? I mean, I'm 47 years old, but I still get excited about my birthday. I don't like it when people say that. We hear that all the time. People say, oh, I'm so old now, there's no reason to celebrate anymore. Are you kidding? The fact that you're old is exactly the reason to celebrate. Consider the alternative, right? Now you're still kicking. That means there's plenty of reason to celebrate. I don't know. It changes for me every year, though. Sometimes I like to have like a big to-do, and other times I like just, myself and my wife together. I guess it depends on my mood when the birthday rolls around. But I still enjoy celebrating it every single year, and I don't care if you're 12 years old or 24 or 44 or 84. I think you should be celebrating all the time. Napiti, do you enjoy celebrating your birthday? You do? Nice. What do you typically do? Do you spend it with a lot of people, a lot of food, a lot of drinks, a lot of dancing? No, he did not say those last two parts. That was my personal ad lib. Good one to get us started today. By the age of 30, you've spent a month of birthdays, okay? That's finished. Napiti. Number 2. We are taught as children to not get into strangers' cars or meet strangers on the internet. But now, with taxi ordering apps on our phones, we literally meet strangers from the internet and get in their cars. That is so true, is it not? And that's a universal message for children. Do not be careful meeting people on the internet. It's really, really dangerous. And that's great advice. Do not get into a stranger's car. That is great advice. But that's exactly what we do with taxi ordering apps on our phones. We ask a stranger to come from the internet to come to our home so that we can get in their car. That one kind of made me say, huh, last night. Okay, moving swiftly along. Number 3. The goal of golf is to play less golf. It's true. Can you think of any other sport where the goal is to not do it too much? Because that's the goal of golf. You don't want to hit the ball too many times, but hitting the ball is playing golf. It's completely counterintuitive. The goal of golf is to play the least amount of golf. That is not true for ice hockey. That is not true for baseball, really. That is not true for football or soccer or American football either. I can't think of any other sport. If you can think of a good example, let me know. But I was racking my brain, and I could not think of any sport. It's not true for fencing. It's not true for badminton. It's not true for anything. But the goal of golf is to hit that ball as little as humanly possible, which kind of defeats the purpose of the sport altogether. Do you like golf? Some people hate it. I like it. I like to play golf. I play like twice a year, usually in Jeju if I play in Korea. But again, it's expensive here in Korea. It's really cheap in Canada. If you play golf in Canada, of course, it can be expensive in Canada. But being from Nova Scotia, you can find places to play for like, I don't know, $20, something like that. All right. Ready for the next one? Hold on. Number 4. Health apps on your phone are just like Tamagotchis, except the stupid little creature you have to keep alive is you. Also true. Did you have a Tamagotchi? I think I had one of those in elementary school. Napidi, did you have one of those? No, you didn't? A little game, you got to keep was it an egg? I think it was an egg. And the egg sprouts or what does an egg do? Crack births? Births feels like too strong a word there. The egg comes in, hatches, thank you, brain. The egg hatches into a little person, if I remember correctly, and then you have to take care of that thing. And this is something, a digital device that you have to check in with every once in a while, and you follow its rules. Nowadays, with the sleeping apps and the apps that monitor your diet and the apps that count the number of steps that you've taken in a day, think about it. You're the Tamagotchi. You're the little egg that needs to be taken care of now. Totally blew my mind when I read that. Okay, last one. Here we go. Last one, number 5. Every time, start that again. Every time you buy a mirror, it's a second-hand mirror. Think about how many people have used it already. Right? Right? You can't, it's impossible to buy a brand new mirror because everybody's looked into it already. And of course, yes, I know if it's still in the box, blah, 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 but that's still funny. I laughed out loud when I heard that one last night. If you buy the one that's the floor model, then probably hundreds, if not thousands of people have already looked into that thing. That one made me laugh. Actually, all of these made me laugh today. I hope you got a good chuckle or a giggle out of that as well. We'll take a break and come back with today's Today in Music. Here are the Pretenders. I'll stand by you. That was the Pretenders' I'll Stand By You, and now it's time for Today in Music. We'll have a look at this day in musical history to see what we can see, and it is the 11th day of August on this Friday afternoon. Let's start today in 1970. Jimmy Buffett released his debut album Down to Earth, which was a folk rock collection that included The Captain and the Kid, a song written in honor of his late grandfather. The album sold just 374 copies. In 1986, the Monkees, on a reunion tour, they had an amazing 6 albums on the Billboard 200. That is the highest the Monkees got, was at number 92. 1997, Backstreet Boys. They released their second album, Backstreet's Back, in international markets. It topped the charts in several countries, including Canada, Spain, and Germany. In the United States, some of the songs appeared on their next album, Millennium, in 1999. Speaking of 1999, in that year, all 4 original members of the rock band Kiss appeared in Los Angeles to unveil their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Fans can visit it just outside of 7092 Hollywood Boulevard. If you've never been there before, to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's kind of a letdown, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be this beautiful kind of, I don't know. I just thought it was Hollywood. It's the Walk of Fame. It's just a street. It's just a 2-lane street where cars drive up and down, and the stars are just on the sidewalk. It's still kind of cool, but at the same time, I was just kind of expecting more. So if you do visit, keep that in mind. In 2008, Noah and the Whale debuted Peaceful, The World Lays Me Down. It was released on the Mercury Vertigo label. Laura Marling, who was a member of the band at the time of the recording, soon left to focus on her solo career. She was featured as a vocalist on that record. And finally, in 2009, American pop rock group Train get back on track, releasing Hey Soul Sister. That was their first hit since Calling All Angels in 2003, and that became the top-selling song of the year 2010. Here we go with a couple of tunes from the artist that I talked about. We'll go with Kiss, Crazy, Crazy Nights, and then the Backstreet Boys, Everybody.
Woo!
a bit of a Carolina Reaper. Everybody said no. I said, okay, how about I'll give you the week off? Most of you said no. But at that point, I think it was when 2939 said, okay, where's my Carolina Reaper? And 3413 said, give me all of them. Bring all of them. All the Carolina Reapers, you mean? For that amount of time off. Yeah, totally depends on how you value days off from work, I guess. That was fun. I had a good time today. I hope you did too. That'll do it for Steve Hatherly Reboot for this afternoon. Thank you very much for hanging out with me over the last couple of hours. Thank you to Jeff, our weekend wanderer. Thank you to you, as always, for your listenership and your participation. I have been your host, Steve Hatherly, and we'll wrap it up with one of my favorite Norebang songs. Today, it's Coldplay, The Scientist. Enjoy that. Enjoy your day, and we'll reboot again tomorrow.